What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Lucid Daily, and today we do have a couple of things that we need to go over, so let's go ahead and get started. First off, let's go ahead and look at Lucid share price today. Lucid was down 7% today. They got absolutely destroyed today. They are now at $17.10 a share. They are up slightly in the after hours. However, they were not alone in the EV sector. Tesla as well was nearly down 7% today. Again, up slightly in the after hours. And then Rivian was also down about 5% today, up 1.5% in the after hours. And if you compare this to the SPY was down about 0.76%, but it did climb throughout the afternoon. We hit a bottom near noon, I guess my time. But they did start to climb out in the afternoon. So I wouldn't be surprised if we go up green tomorrow, just the way the market was trending. But who knows what kind of data we get tomorrow morning. So, we get the FOMC meeting minutes tomorrow. So cross your fingers for that. That'll be interesting. Yeah, I take back what I said. I have no guarantee that it'll be green tomorrow. So stay tuned with that. It's a bumpy market. I understand. We've talked about this multiple times. So there's no need to rehash it, but keep yourself insulated and invest in companies you believe in. And yeah, awesome. Let's get to today's news. So something that I do feel like we need to talk about is the Rosen. I believe they pronounce it the Rosen. The Rosen class action lawsuit is closing. The deadline is May 31st, and that is like your time to show that you had losses of over exceeding $100,000. Now, what this is for, let's go ahead and read the details of the case because I think this is going to be important to read. This is a class action lawsuit against CCIV or Lucid. And I think that this is what the SEC is probably probing about. And I wouldn't be surprised if the SEC is going to look at this lawsuit and determine what exactly is going to happen. So according to the lawsuit, defendants throughout the class period made false and or misleading statements and or failed to disclose material adverse facts about the company's business and operations. Specifically, defendants overstated Lucid's production capabilities while concealing that extraordinary supply chain and logistic challenges were already significantly hampering the company's operations. When the true details enter the market, the lawsuit claims that investors suffered damages. So basically, they're saying that Lucid knew they weren't going to hit their production estimates, and the fact that they kept having to delay things, they were not going to hit the amount that they saw that CCIV and Lucid originally said that they were going to hit. Apparently, that's grounds for class action lawsuit, and I understand how that can be misleading. And I said it the first time that I thought it was kind of a low blow for them to kind of do that on the earnings call, that they should have kind of prepped us a little bit better for that. But that's in the past now. I'll keep you guys up to date with this lawsuit and exactly everything that goes over it. And so if you have losses exceeding $100,000 and you want to join the class action lawsuit, you have to submit no later than May 31st. So I just thought that that's something that may be weighing on Lucid stock a little bit, that this may be a potential catalyst. Like if this lawsuit comes back and I don't know the exact terminology, but if the lawsuit is denied or dismissed, then that could cause Lucid a positive catalyst for Lucid. But if it is found that Lucid was misleading, I don't know how much of that is already priced in. It could be priced in. We could see just a slight drop just off of the news headlines. But I do feel like that's something that we need to talk about today. As unfun as that may be, I do feel like it was important. So, all right, glad we got that out of the way. The next thing I want to talk about is in the comment section, I'm starting to see some confusion regarding production estimates. Now, in the Arizona factory is projected to produce 350,000 cars, have the capacity to produce that by 2025. That does not necessarily mean, just because they have the capacity does not necessarily mean that they have the materials or the demand for that. Those are two very important things. Hopefully, in the next 3 years, we see 350,000 cars worth of demand. We know we have at least 100,000 over the next 10 years for Saudi Arabia, which would be if it's 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, I'd be like 6 to 8,000 cars to Saudi Arabia. So, I mean, they still have to get a large number of reservations to even max out the Arizona factory. And then something really interesting, let me go ahead and share this with you guys. If you look at Peter Rawlinson's exact words when he's talking about the factory in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, he says, we will grow this volume up through 2026 to hit 150,000 units a year as soon as possible. So it could take them all of 2026 to get to those 150,000. So if you add 350K plus 150K, that gets you 500,000. And we've heard by mid-decade. I don't think that they're putting an exact year on that for a reason, because it sounds like Peter Rawlinson himself is saying like through 2026. So mid-decade may give them a little leeway and may keep them out of trouble. I don't know. Mid-decade sounds pretty specific to me. So it just because they have the capacity to produce it does not mean that they will produce it. It's really important to do that when you're making your estimates. I put it in my spreadsheet that like if they hit 500,000 units, then like this is my estimates for the company. So again, keep in mind production volume, like capacity, is not necessarily demand nor production. But we are starting to see Lucid advance in production, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Next, there was one thing that I want to talk about, and it was actually fairly interesting. I'll tell you my thoughts about it. But the YouTube channel Kilowatts, sorry, I don't know why I said that weird. The YouTube channel Kilowatts, they actually did a fascinating test with Lucid. Now, I don't know the exact car that they used. I watched the video and they didn't say the exact version. It may say in the YouTube description, so I can go and look at that. But they took a Lucid and basically they drove it in like, basically imagine a track. They had like 15 miles that they could drive on that would not be interrupted. They drove at that for 27 miles an hour. They set the cruise control, went 27 miles an hour for, I think it was like 30 some hours, and they had like 5 drivers. So they would pull over, slowly accelerate to 27 miles an hour, and then they do that like 5 to 8 times, like they did a ton. And the range that they got was actually 687.4 miles of range on a single charge. Now, as fascinating as that is, I think it's really fascinating. I think it's cool that they did that. I just kind of smile at it because it's kind of like, cool. Like, thanks for doing that. We appreciate it. So, because it's not really applicable, nor does it necessarily like, you're not going to travel. It's not very practical, I should say. I think the test that they did was cool and it's good information to know. But I don't think that Lucid can or will ever use that statistic. Well, it's not EPS rated, but I thought it was, like, I think it's cool, a little silly just because it's not very practical. But hey, I think that it was a great project by them and I appreciate them doing it. What I kind of summed up after watching that video is the product that Lucid is building is, from what I can tell across the board, a very good product. Like the battery technology is very good. Everybody loves the actual car. You see very few complaints about the car on Twitter. You see a lot of people like talking about things that they can improve on, but very few core complaints about the car. Obviously, their software there can get better, their nav can get better, but these are all improvable things. I'm talking about things that like are part of the car that you won't be able to improve. And it seems to me that the product is actually fairly robust. The question is, can the company ramp this product efficiently? We've heard from Elon Musk hundreds of times now. Prototypes are easy, production is difficult. So I actually did want to share something with you guys. This is the most full that I have actually ever seen Lucid production lot. So as you can tell, I'm not going to count, and nor do I think it's necessary. But you're starting to see that they're getting a ton of cars out here. And Bear's Workshop does a great job. So shout out to Bear's Workshop for getting these flyovers. They're doing a great job, and this parking lot soon won't be able to. That'll be a great problem once this parking lot can't hold all the cars. I don't know if these cars are ready for delivery. We may never get the answer to that. It's always a question I've had. Maybe these cars are waiting for parts. I have no idea. Hopefully they're shipping them and they're getting good to go. They're getting ready to get shipped. Yeah, everything seems to be going good. I've stated the things that I think that Lucid will and continue to improve upon. And yeah, I think today was a good spot. I think the 687 mile range thing was kind of funny, but I appreciated it. And keep an eye out on for the FOMC meeting tomorrow. Just keep in mind, if the market's going down, unless Lucid has like groundbreaking news, more than likely Lucid will follow the overall market in terms of losses, especially because they are a small cap company. Goodness, I cannot talk today. I can't type today either. I've had so many typos. Anyways, obviously very, very somber afternoon with what happened in Texas. If you don't know what happened in Texas, I encourage you to read about it, form an opinion, and do what you feel is necessary to ensure that these tragedies don't happen, because it is quite heavy to hear that kind of news. So that's something that I've been researching and learning about this afternoon. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I encourage you to type in, just text us, and you'll probably see some news articles come up. So this isn't a political channel. I just want to, or like a news channel, but it was something that I've been thinking about this afternoon. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon. And I hope that I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy investing. Thanks for watching.